All right, folks, good evening. Welcome to our super quick online meeting for EDA 602. If you should be able to hear my voice, and right now you should be able to see the computer screen on my computer. Looks like the beginning of a PowerPoint. If you can hear my voice and can see the PowerPoint, if you could let me know in the chat box by just giving me a yes or a thumbs up, please. All right, great. As I was saying, welcome. Folks, this is going to be super short. This is really more for you on just having the, obviously, where it's not your traditional class where we meet in a classroom together and it's online and stuff, um, and completing different assignments and stuff. It's just giving you an opportunity to ask questions. I'm going to quickly go through the kind of the commenting project for the class. It's pretty straightforward and to the point. Um, So again, kind of the format will be, again, it'll be real short. If you have questions or comments, just put it in the chat box. Um, so I'll start off. Remember, folks, my email address is right there on the screen. If I can answer anything for you, let me know. Shoot me an email. If we need to schedule an appointment to set up a phone call, to set up an appointment where we do our own little one-on-one Zoom meeting, definitely willing to do that. So what we'll do now is jump over to our Canvas class site. All right, scroll down here. Obviously, today's November the 6th, so you have 2 items due. You have your reflective paper due and your discussion board. All right, it's kind of the same thing with different content for 1 week from now. Likewise, same thing for week 6. You'll notice on there, trying to put a few reminders on your 10 field experience hours. But basically, week 7 then is Thanksgiving. We don't have anything going on. There's nothing due then. Um, you'll notice that week 6 will actually open up tomorrow. I know you can see it on my screen there, but it'll open up for you tomorrow. Week 7, we don't have anything to do because it's Thanksgiving break, but by that time, you'll definitely need to be working on your anchor assessment. So basically, again, if you have any questions about any expectations or things coming up, please ask. Otherwise, I want to jump in right into week 8, which is kind of my overall goal for tonight's meeting. So week 8 info. All right. So basically, on this week, you need to by the Sunday, December the 1st. I want you to complete the course evaluation. That info will come out when time gets closer. But the biggest 2 things are the field experience and then the anchor assessment. So the field experience, remember, well, I clicked on the wrong one. Sorry about that. You want to use this field experience documentation form right here. All right, to log your 10 hours. If you'll notice up here at the top, I may have mentioned this last time we met. At the top, you can click on that, download that into a Word document. You can type it or handwritten. Either one's fine. Obviously, the signatures would need to be real. So anytime you spend any of your 10 hours doing things in leadership, have that person sign off or your head principal sign off on it. I mean, that can be sitting in on interviews, site-based decision-making council meetings, board meetings, PLCs, disaggregating data, doing an observation, sitting in on an ARC meeting, any of those types of things that are leadership related or working with your principal or assistant principal is relevant. I don't need a big long description. Just tell me the date. Tell me a sentence or two. It just has to be a sentence. Tell me a little bit of description about what the experience was and have that person sign off. When you're all done with those 10 hours, all right, you'll need to upload that document into 2 places. One, right here under week 8 where it says field experiences. And then 2, you will also need to upload that into live text. Is everyone familiar with how to access live text? I guess if you're not familiar with how to access live text, if you could let me know, please. All right, so if you got into live text right now, I know we're not, but if you were, you would already see where you'd be able to upload that. Plus, also notice for this class, there's something there called dispositions. Don't pay any attention to that. That's something that I have to complete on each of you, for each of you. Basically, dispositions are some of the characteristics in which you've exemplified, of a, do you seem to display ethical behavior, you turn things in timely, things like that. No issue. If there are any issues, trust me, I will have talked with you about those ahead of time. But no news is good news on stuff like that. But so even though it looks like you have 2 assignments in live text to do, remember the dispositions one, I'll take care of. The field experience one, you need to take care of. And then lastly, the anchor assessment. Again, the whole reason for meeting tonight. So clicking on the document here, it's pretty straightforward for 50 points, personnel hiring and support. All right. Scenario, today is July the 2nd and you were hired as principal July the 1st. You were going through materials on your desk and beginning to plan your to-do list, and you realize you have vacancies to fill prior to August 1st. In fact, you still need to fill 20% of the school's teaching positions. Yeah, you're behind the 8 ball here. You're pretty late, and a lot of the good candidates are probably nabbed up. But number 1, describe the process you will use to hire the needed teachers within 3 weeks so they may attend a school professional development session, which is scheduled 1 week prior to the start of school. Reflect on what you had to do in a short amount of time to hire the staff and include recommendations on what you will change prior to any further recruitment and selection process. Number 2, design a plan for implementing a teacher induction program for your school if you decided that one currently is if you decide the one currently in place is insufficient, or discuss how you can enhance the current program. The plan will be shared and feedback received. I won't be sharing that with anybody. You'll just be submitting that to me. Number 3, suggest ways to plan for staff support, including technology, which will increase retention rates and improve the success and development of the supporting staff. So here's what I want to describe for you. 1, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's okay to, and I would encourage you to sit down with your current administration, at least one of them, probably, preferably your head principal, sit down and talk about what are, if we had 3 weeks to fill some things, what are some different procedural or managerial type things you would need to do that? All right. Would you, how would you get that position posted? How do we check applications once they're posted? How long do we have to have it posted? You know, setting up interviews. How are you going to do that? Who needs to be included on those interviews? So those types of things. How are you going to recruit? Are you going to reach out to colleges? Does your district already have a pool of applicants to pull from? So those are things that you need to ask about and talk with your administration about now. You may already know those things, but I would definitely talk with them about it. Number 2, implementing a teacher induction program. A lot of your school districts will have that. If they're a brand new teacher or new to your district, what are some things that are in place? Obviously, a couple years ago, we used to have K-TIP for new teachers in Kentucky, but that's gone away. In my experience, I know where I work in Madison County, but many school districts have their own kind of induction program. It might not be called that. It might be called an induction program. It might be called a new teacher cadre, things like that. Common things are assigning them to an experienced veteran who has some good influence and can kind of be their go-to. You might have monthly or weekly meetings to help them get acquainted with the school and with the content, with the resources and the routines and different stuff like that. And then lastly, ways to provide them with some training specifically in technology, but overall just trainings. What would you include? What's kind of best practice and all that? So those are the big 3 things. Is there a certain format that I expect? No. Um, I would suggest coming up with a couple headings, but more more is I guess quality is better than quantity, but definitely yeah, I would think this would definitely be a few page item. I'd say a 3 or 4 page item definitely, um, and that's an estimate on that. What questions do you have at this point? I don't know if anybody just needs a moment to digest it or what. I'm gonna flip back over real quick. Scroll down here. All right, you guys do not have access to this, but you're about to. Um, let's see, today's November the 6th, so I'll update it there. So I just wanted to make sure I had an opportunity to go through it with everyone. Now, if you were to refresh your Canvas site, you would be able to see obviously weeks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I just opened up 8. Um, at this point, I might as well just pretty close to just opening them up, all of them. But 8 you'll be able to look at now and access on your own. Um, like I said, pretty short and sweet class tonight. I just wanted to give everybody the opportunity to take a look at the anchor assessment. Remember the items in week 8, the field experience and the anchor assessment. You could get 100% on everything, and if you don't uh, do both of those effectively, the program stance is that you could not pass the class. So, um, really, folks, that's about it. Are there any quick questions before we hop off here from anybody? If you could give me a yes or no, please. Okay. Well, with that said, I can't emphasize enough. If you run into if you do your hours in multiple schools, 100% okay. The only thing that you can't do is if you're taking another course or something right now, you cannot. I'll use the phrase double dip your hours, but yeah, you're perfectly okay to do any of your hours. Actually, I would encourage it to get a few experiences with some different people and different leaders. But yeah, but again, I can't emphasize enough. Contact information there if I need to set up a phone call, a Zoom meeting, willing to. Otherwise, folks, if you don't have any questions, you are free to go. Thank you.